Dana here, and we are on part 7 of our 8x8 mini album using the DCWV Once Upon a Time paper stack. Alright, so let's get started. So I have this idea in my head and I'm hoping that it will work. I pulled out some scrap paper that I had here, and I would like to have this centered onto this page. So let's go ahead and I'm not making a belly band. I'm making I'll think of the name in just a second. Let's score this page. It's like a page flag, but it's really big. All right, so we're gonna score this at 1/2 inch. Okay. And it's gonna go here, like so. Now, after you score it, you're going to want to find the middle of this paper. So this paper is 4 inches wide, which means our middle is at 2 inches. All right. Let's see. I want to start my page flag, my first page flag. I want it to be at 4.5 inches. So that's where the first page flag is going to lay. And then that will work from there. So you can cut this straight across. Hang on to this because you might can use it. Okay, now remember our middle on this paper. Let me get some white paper here. Okay, our middle on this paper was 2 inches. So 1 inch high, 1 inch above here. I'm just going to mark where 1 inch will put us. Alright, so there's our inch here. So now you can take your ruler and put this at 4 inches and place a dot at 2 inches. Just like that. Now from that dot to the corner of the paper, you're going to draw a line. And you're going to do the same on the other side. Go from that to the corner of the paper. Just draw a line. So that's where we're going to cut. So let's go ahead and cut this out as straight as you can. Okay, there is our first flag. And as you can see, oh, let's put this back here. As you can see, we have plenty of space for a photo to go like this. So if someone wanted to put a photo in here or on top of here, that photo, this is, let's go from here to here. This is exactly 3¼ inches by 4 inches. That's the space that they have to put a photo in here. So that's nice. You don't count the space below the dot because you can't put a photo there. Okay. Just erase our pencil marks. They don't need to be there. So this is our first flip. Now your second flip is going to be right underneath this lip here. So if this lip is there, then our next flip will be scored right here, and then we'll lay this down above that, and just move it to the side just a little bit so that, let me get this white paper again. So that black on black, I know you guys are like, Andrea, I can't see that. So then we would mark here for where we would cut our other page flag. And you can take the piece that you cut off and use it as a guide. So I'll show you. I'm gonna go ahead and score this one at 1/2 inch. Okay. Now I'm going to, this is our 1/2 inch fold. Now I'm going to put this right up to this line here, pull it off to the side a little bit because I need to make my mark here. Okay, now watch what I do next. I take this piece here, this is the piece that we cut off before, and let's see, let's draw a line from the mark that we made. Let's just draw a line straight across. Alright, and we know it's at 2 inches, so we will make our mark at 2 inches. Whoops. Okay. Then we will put the point of the piece we cut off at that mark. Okay. And then you can use that to trace out your next cut. And you can cut that. Now let's see how that looks. We have this one, and we have this one. So that's how it would look. Perfect. See, it's exactly 1 inch. I will measure it. Perfect, perfect. So that's our 1 inch up. So you're going to keep doing that till you get to the end of your paper. And the end of your paper, these two points here need to end right at the edge of the paper here. All right. So let's go ahead and get that done, and I'll be right back. Okay. So the next part of your project is to get a new sheet, 8.5 by 11 black sheet, and grab one of your flips and put it up against the outer edge and the top edge here. Alright, just like that. Perfect. And then make a mark to the right hand side. That's what you're going to cut. Let's go ahead and cut that. Okay, then you're going to score that piece at 1/2 inch with a bone folder. Make mine a little bigger. Okay. Okay, so you scored that. Now you can measure on your blank sheet here that we're working on, kind of eyeball it for the middle, bring it up to the top edge of your sheet that you're working on, and then you're going to cut off this piece here. So mark it at the bottom to be cut off here. Okay. Put that away for right now. Cut that off. There we go. All right. So this is what's going to hold our flips, because this whole thing with the flips on it is going to flip up so that we can use the back portion of the page. So I'm gonna get this taped up and then we'll be right back. All right, so I am back and I've got 3 of my flips up on here, and I'm gonna do the last one with you guys. So it's gonna go there. This turned out to be a lot easier than I anticipated, so that's a big yay. So it's not difficult at all to make this particular page. Okay. Of course, we haven't cut our paper yet. Alright, so we put this up to the edge of the last flip we put in, and we put it down lightly because you want to put it down lightly, but you also want it to kind of stay in place. Alright, then you want to bring this, lay it down, and see how it's crooked. So you want to make sure that it is not crooked. Press down. And get your bone folder. Just press it all the way down. Okay. Just like that. Alright. That turned out really, really nice. I love the way that that flips. Like so. Okay, let's get our book out and let's put this down. Get to our next page. Okay, so finding your middle. Since we've already made this, all you have to do is measure, get this out the way, on both sides. So this is a little over 1 1/4. 1, 2, 3. So this side needs to be, so this one is 1 1/2. And it looks, so we're going to move it this way a little bit, and then we're going to make our mark right here and right here. Perfect. Now you can flip your whole thing over and stick this down, glue it down like so. A little bit of wet glue. I did end up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I ended up with 4 flips. Just in case if you wanted to know the number of flips that fit there. I'm going to turn this around because it's just easier for me. And I'm going to put this in the middle of those 2 lines we made. Okay. And lay it down. Get your bone folder. Oops, sorry. Press down. And there we go. And that allows us to use this whole page, plus we have our flips. I like that. Now, to keep these flips from flopping everywhere, you're going to need a piece of ribbon or twine or whatever it is that you like to use. You could use lace, but this might be long enough. Maybe, maybe not. Green. You know, it might be better if you pick your paper first. That way you can tell what kind of color ribbon you'll want. So let me get this out the way. Let's pick our paper. So we have this on this side. That's really pretty. This is pretty too. This is really pretty with this one. Let's see. That's gorgeous. Ooh, we do have the dragon. You know, I'm gonna go with the dragon. I'm gonna go with this dragon along with, where's that really pretty one? That might be too much, but the other one, this one, I think this one will fit perfect. Oh, we could do this one. Oh, let's do this one because we could put "There lived a handsome prince." So let's do that. This is the crown page. Page with all the crowns. And maybe that handsome prince is a dragon also. You never know. Alright, so, alright. There lived a handsome prince. I'm going to cut that off now so I don't accidentally mess that up later. So let's see. I don't need a whole lot. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to hang on to that, and we're going to place these words on the front. And I think I want to take this off as well and use it as trim somewhere. Might not be on this page, but you never know. You never know. And we remember you have 2 of these, so don't fret. Alright, for our dragon is this way. So maybe our dragon goes right onto this big page. But I'm going to get rid of the border here because it really doesn't fit in the way that I would like it to. Maybe if it was black, I don't know. It would look better. But hang on to that, you might need it. You never know. This one you don't have to hang on to it if you are like me and you accidentally ripped a portion of it. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of this. Okay. Perfect. And our last one. Let's see, on this paper trimmer, there is a metal line that helps you know if you're straight or not. So if you see me flipping this up and down, that's why. It's because I'm just trying to get that metal line to land straight on there. That's all I'm doing. I love that metal line. I've had a bazillion paper trimmers, and this one I really, 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 really like. So I want this whole dragon, but he's not fitting. See, I'm gonna lose a part of his wing. So what I can do, because his tail ends here, I can actually cut about this much off on the back end to get him into there, to get most of him in there anyway. So let's go ahead and cut that off. Just a little bit of his tail. Okay. Now, so I'm only gonna lose this much of his wing now instead of almost the whole wing. Okay, so now you can start marking it up where it needs to be cut. There. Let me look underneath here so I can see. Okay, that is it. There. I'm gonna cut the bottom straight across because, I mean, I could cut this straight across. Maybe I will. That way I have these two corners all on one sheet. So I'll do that. That's what that looks like. And now when I go to cut this part, I'll still have plenty of scrap to use for later. And that's what we got there. So this is our back piece. I love it. I love it, love it. Okay, so we're gonna need a long piece here. And you can take probably, let me look at this one here. Nah, see, it's not enough. And this, that's too wide. That's okay. Let's go with our crowns. Okay. I'll cut right there. And you just have to be careful not to cut too close to where your score line is, because if you do, your pages won't fold properly. So let's go ahead and cut this side first. Gives us a bigger sheet to work with. Okay. And we're getting our big pieces, these big pieces cut out first, so that we know what we've got left to work on those flips. Okay, so this is our piece for here, and that's perfect. Then this is our piece for here. I like that. So then this flips down, right? Like so. But we now know what our color scheme is, because we have this burgundy, a little bit of purple, some gold, and orange. So now we can pick that ribbon. And I'm thinking that is our ribbon. So let's use this ribbon. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this up. I'm gonna mark this. This is 1. So this is 1. We'll start putting them there. This is 2. And this is 2. Okay, this is scrap. Goes to the left. Alright, so our ribbon is going to start right here. And then it's going to come up and magnetize. So let's go ahead and put down tape for our ribbon. Okay. Pokey tool and remove the backing of our tape. There we go. And we'll take our ribbon. I'm going to place it like this, and we're just going to lay it right on top of our tape. Now, let's see. This will pull up. See how that's pulling up? So go ahead and pull it up just a little bit more. Take your Fabri-Tac. If you don't have fabric glue, go ahead and use your Eileen's Tacky Glue, because that's pretty much good for anything and everything. And we're just going to put a little bit down here, because we want this to stay. We don't want it to pop off. Alright. And you want to make sure to glue it all the way down to the edge of the paper. It doesn't need to go past that, okay? Alright, so then you're going to lay this down, and you're going to bring this up. And if you've seen my other videos, you've seen me do this before. And you're going to have a magnet to go here so that it holds all this down. But before we do that, let's find a bronze piece that will be pretty to use. Some of my bronze pieces are way too big, but some are not. Okay. Let's see, what about... Oh, there's this one. I'm looking at this. I also have this one here. What about, there's, some of them just don't have big enough holes, or they're just too big by themselves. Like this thing is, I don't know. That would be pretty. You know, maybe I will go with that. What we got over here? Not enough holes. Okay. So let's go with this one. Okay. So I want this basically to be just like that. So before I actually do that, I want to take and cut about an inch higher than where this one is going to lead us. Okay, we're just gonna eyeball an inch, cut that. Now, put your ribbon away. Okay. Now I need to wrap a magnet in there. So I'm going to get one of my big magnets. And we need another one for the paper. Alright. And so when we wrap, we're going to wrap this down like so. Just like that. And you see you have a lot of space here when you wrap it down. Let's look here. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm going to move that and slip my magnet in here. And then we're going to take our Fabri-Tac And we're going to just glue around that and on it. Oop. Okay. Then you're going to fold this over with your magnet still in there. You're going to let that dry. It doesn't take it very long to dry, so just give yourself some time. Squeeze around the magnet like I'm doing here. I'm just squeezing around the whole magnet so that that glue surrounds the magnet plus surrounds the ribbon. All right. Then you need to fold your ribbon. Okay, see how our ribbon is coming up? I'm going to take this part here and fold it this way. Then you're going to take your other magnet and then hold it over there like that. Then you can place a piece of tape on there, and then that'll show you where your magnet, your other magnet's going to be. Let's see here. Okay. Take a small piece of tape. Remove the backing of that. Okay. Then pull up, not too tight, just, you know, enough to get this magnet up there, like so. And then you could pull that off, and that's still drying, so we'll leave that alone. We'll let it get nice and dry for us, and we'll put sticky tape on that. Press that down so it doesn't get loose. And now this goes like that, which is perfect. Okay, so, and then we will put this on here just so that the little heart right here with the bow stays on the top there. And we'll glue this down. And I'm going to use the, well, I guess I can use the Fabri-Tac. I don't remember ever using the Fabri-Tac on my bronze pieces before, but that's okay. I mean, it dries clear, and it's made for fabric, so anything that you have on your fabric should stick to it. Okay. Just slide it on down there, just like so. You can pull it up off that magnet now, if it'll come off. And then get a piece of scrap paper and place that underneath and let that sit to the side and dry. I'm just going to press down like that. Perfect. I love it. I love the burgundy coming in behind the bronze piece there. I think it's gorgeous. All right, we're going to let that dry and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we are back. And this is dry, nice and dry, so we don't have to worry about it being sticky or sticking to anything. I have gone ahead and inked up all my edges and prepared all of these to be stuck down. So let's start with the very back one, which we've marked number 1. Make sure we have our glue. We're going to need a little Fabri-Tac for this area here, so we need those 2 glues. Alright, let's get our pokey tool. Now we can remove the backing, the tape backing of this piece. So it can be ready to put down. Just as a reminder, when you're putting down your paper and you're measuring out for your paper, don't forget to make it as close to the edge or far away from the edge as you want to. I use about 1/8 of an inch up to 1/4 of an inch, depending on how small or how big the area is, the space of the area. So we want to put the fabric tack on the ribbon like so. Put the cap back on there, and we'll get our Eileen's tacky glue, and we will use that for our paper. And please do not oversaturate, because it will warp your paper. Alrighty, so we're dealing with the top portion and the score line on the left hand side. My left, your right, if you're looking at the video. Okay, just like that. And then there we go, perfect. So it is not catching here, and that's what you want, is for it to not catch. Now we can burnish that down. Look how beautiful that dragon is. Okay, dragons were my favorite creatures when I was a little kid, so I feel a little bit of a kinship. This one goes here. This is our crowns, and we want them to face this way, going up. We'll remove the tape backing here, and we're going to also put glue in our open spaces. Gives it extra strength. And helps it to last a lot longer. Okay. A bit of glue. Like that. And we will put this one down. And we have to watch out for the score mark here. You want to get it as close to the edge at the top as possible. There we go. Wrong one. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Now we're going to work on our page flags, and we'll start at the back. Number 11. Okay. I want to turn it this way because I would like this decorative corner here to be up in the upper right corner. Okay, and I will do this one with you, and then I will finish up with the rest and come back. This is number 10, and this is our first flag. The rest have been pretty much straightforward, so okay. This goes like so. Yeah. Awesome. So that is how you put your page flag on. And again, it just depends on how much room you've left to give you that frame, that black frame out. So I'm gonna move on and do these 4, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so we got that all done. I did that in fast motion, but you know it took me a little bit. Alright, so remember I had cut out those words that were on the one sheet, on the dragon sheet, and it's what they say is, there lived a handsome prince. And I thought, you know, I would really like to use those on the flaps here. So if I go, there lived a, kind of like that, and then this one could say handsome, unless I put it all on this one flap. Let's see, handsome, and then prince. Oop. That would fit all on the one flap. That way I don't take away from areas. Oh, although, see, this one is the only one that's too long. That's too long for that flap. So I think I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. I've already inked up the edges and I have tape on the back, but I wanted to, let's see, here we go. Where did this come from? I have a roll of glitter paper, and I want to put the, I'm going to push these aside for right now, and I want to make strips to go in between. See, I think that gold glitter would be perfect. My mom got this free with her Cricut machine and she doesn't use it, so she gave it to me. So I'm gonna use it. Go ahead and open her up. good. So, Cricut instructions. We don't need that because I'm the only one in the house without a Cricut. I gave it away. I gave my mom the new one, and I gave my daughter the old one. Alright. Oh, it feels so nice and smooth. So I only need to cut one little tiny strip down. Like that. Let's see here. Will a pencil mark this paper? Let's find out. Okay. Yeah. So a pencil will write on that. That's good. Now we'll get our cutter. And we'll cut that down. And I don't have to unravel the whole roll. Just cut where I want. Okay. Press it down flat. There. Still got a whole roll. See if I can get it back in here. Well, that's nice. Easy on, easy off. Okay. Alright, it goes over there. Now, you don't put your cutter away completely because now we need to measure out. Let's see here. We're going to have to cut just a little bit more off, which is okay. But we need the width. And be careful of your score lines. So we're going to cut it. And we're going to cut, let's see, how many we're going to need. 1, 2, 3. So 3 3¼ because this one's not all that big. Yeah. Alright, so 3¼ So I'm going to cut out 3 of these. Which is 1/2 inch, a little 1/2 inch, and a notch. Let's give it a try. So, I know I want to take the backing off before I cut it down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Put that open. And this is sticky back glitter paper. From Cricut. So you don't have to use that one. I got mine for free. So if you can get it for free, great. I'm sure they sell glitter paper at Hobby Lobby and those type of places. Michael's. So if you know of any place that sells glitter paper, put a link down below for everybody to see. That way they'll know where to go to. Okay. This feels like vinyl, and I think it might be vinyl because it certainly feels like it could be vinyl. Okay. Then we have our last big piece. Alright. This one, I might have to cut this down a little bit by half. That's not too bad. So I want to use this little piece here. Yeah, that is definitely vinyl. All right. Okay, so now that I've got that done, get this piece off my finger. It's sticking very well. Doesn't want to come off. All right. Now let's put our words on. So we know there starts first. The really cool thing about this book is that you can it can be catered to just children, but it can also be catered to adults. Your mom might want to make you something to have as a keepsake, and this would make a great keepsake. Putting all of the baby pictures, and then as the kids grow up, I think that would be great. And then you do it in a fairy tale style. Handsome, and then Prince. Perfect. And then Prince will go here. Sometimes your tape backing doesn't want to come off. Just got to get in there and get it done. Alright, and then Prince goes right on that. A and M. Perfect. Perfecto. Let's see how our closure still works. Perfect. So when it opens, it says there lived a handsome prince. So if you go back to the beginning where we started, so far what we have is far, far away. Then we have the fairies. Then we have the mermaids. And then we have there lived a beautiful princess. Then we have our knight in shining armor, right? And then there lived a handsome prince. I think that's awesome. So if you have a boy and a girl, this would be perfect for you. So, if not, you know, it's okay. All right, so this is what we've got. This is our done page. We have our dragon in the back. Then we have this fold out, which is secured with a flip here. And then we have our banner style pages that come in a waterfall. And then that waterfall is held down by our magnet and our bronze piece. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you do know of any really inexpensive glitter paper that's also sticky back, let us know so we can all join in on the savings. All right, have a great one. Bye.